Today, we replace every single boss in Paper Mario the Origami King with Origami Princess Peach, and things only get crazier as we move along. We've also got a Princess Peach explosion counter that pops up every time Princess Peach explodes. I hope you enjoy this video. First, we go to the Earth Vellumental. When you first fall down here, you're only supposed to see the top of the Earth Vellumental shell sticking out of the ground slightly, so I was pretty surprised to see Princess Peach just standing here. Olivia makes a comment about an odd green spot, and she wonders what it is. The ground starts shaking. It's the Earth Vellumental, and it's made of origami? Eek! It's so cool! Oh no, I don't think it's friendly right now. Maybe because it got all folded up. When it's like this, I'm afraid we may have no choice but to fight it. Normally, you have to attack the Earth Vellumental's legs and tail during the fight, so let's see what happens when the Earth Vellumental's models are swapped with Princess Peach's models. Wow, this Vellumental looks as powerful as I hoped it would. That shell looks super sturdy. Its body must be well protected. Makes those little legs look kind of vulnerable, doesn't it? Princess Peach's sturdy shell really does make her legs look vulnerable. If only we could see them. Olivia still gives Mario her regular tutorial, where Mario is forced to make certain moves. Notice that we're still attacking the front left leg when we're attacking from this spot. The Earth Vellumental normally hides its leg into its shell after we attack it like this. And here comes the Earth Vellumental's attack! Where is that sand coming from? In the next turn, Olivia tells us to attack the Earth Vellumental's other leg, and thankfully, a circle appears showing us where the leg is, because it's a bit hard to see where the Earth Vellumental's legs are when it looks like Princess Peach. I wanted to experiment to see what would happen if we jumped on this Princess Peach, and we did 4 jump attacks that all did 0 damage. In this turn, we get to attack the Earth Vellumental from the front by attacking Princess Peach's head. The timing for blocking attacks when you're fighting against Princess Peach compared to another boss is different, so I end up missing a lot of the blocks. Finally, we're ready to attack Princess Peach from behind. We go up to the Earth Vellumental's tail, we hammer it. Whoa! Its tail must be super tender. Princess Peach starts getting ready for her special move. I wait one more turn, and then Olivia has some more advice. Looks like the Earth Vellumental is getting really worked up. Let's try using this 1000-fold arm attack now. We grab it, flip it, and nothing happens to Peach. She doesn't get flipped. But suddenly, we could start attacking her, so I guess the flipping did work. And Princess Peach finally explodes into confetti. We did it. We beat the Earth Vellumental. But now, Olivia is going to transform into the Earth Vellumental, so let's see what happens. What do we see when we get back to the main world in the game? That's right. Olivia is Princess Peach now. How do I look? Powerful? Imposing? Magnificent? Maybe even a little cute? It's like I'm the Earth Vellumental. And now it's time for Olivia to do her dance as the Earth Vellumental. We don't see the pom-poms because they're normally part of the Earth Vellumental's model, not Princess Peach's model. Now that Olivia's done being the Earth Vellumental, let's head to the next boss, colored pencils. I ran into a problem the first time that I tried doing this. Instead of explaining what happened, let me show you what happens. After this dialogue from the colored pencils boss comes up, Princess Peach suddenly appears, and Mario and Olivia jump out of the way, and this screen here just doesn't change. No further dialogue comes up. The colored pencils boss normally does some spinning and some other animations here, and since Princess Peach is being asked to play some animation that she doesn't have, the game just stops here and doesn't progress any further. So we have to do something else for the colored pencils boss, and I really like the solution that I came up with here. Once the colored pencils case opens up, instead of a bunch of colored pencils being inside, it's a bunch of Princess Peaches all lined up, ready to be launched at Mario. So here is our fight against Jean-Pierre the 12th of the Legion of Stationery with his colored pencils ready to make Mario's paper body his canvas. Some of the Princess Peaches are launched into the air to start the fight. I was wondering if the Princess Peaches would rain down on us like missiles. I start the fight by getting ready to slam the lid shut from behind. The Princess Peach missiles rain down on their targeted spots, and miss Mario. When the case gets slammed shut, we can see a part of the Princess Peach model sticking out from the case because of the shape of Princess Peach's models. The colored pencils can't stop shooting his missiles, so he hurts himself in confusion. After attacking again, Jean-Pierre reloads on some pencils, and the Princess Peach missiles are back. Who could have ever imagined a Paper Mario game where Princess Peach missiles are shot at you? Jean-Pierre gets ready to unleash all of his missiles at Mario at once. The Princess Peach missiles rain down on Mario, with some of the attacks being blocked. And those of you who have played this game know exactly what's coming next. The boss is getting ready for its Rainbow Roll special attack. There are some shading animations that play for the outline of the pencils that should be there, and then we see the Princess Peach missiles start spinning. And Mario knows exactly what to do in this situation. He gets ready to use the 1000-fold arm attack. He gets up to Jean-Pierre the 12th, he grabs the spinning Princess Peach roll, and he slams it into the pencil case. Mario keeps slamming and slamming until the pencil case and all of the pencils explode. And with the colored pencils boss completed, we're done the first streamer of the game, so let's head to the Water Vellumental boss next. First, we hear some dramatic music. The water starts to turn into water tornadoes. The bridge that we used to cross here sinks and is gone, and suddenly... Ah! It's the Water Vellumental! Someone folded it up! It doesn't look like the stone face in the main room at all! You're definitely right about that, Olivia. This does not look like the stone face that we saw in the previous room at all. And so, we begin our battle with the Water Vellumental. It looks menacing, and she flies up high. I go to jump on the Water Vellumental in the first turn, and you'll notice that my jumps stop way above Princess Peach because of how large the Water Vellumental normally is. Princess Peach gently falls to the ground. And here's something really interesting. The Water Vellumental uses the Wyvern Whip attack here because of Mario's position, but the attack does nothing, and the fight just continues. After the first turn, the Water Vellumental normally sucks up some water, and Olivia asks if the Water Vellumental looks a little waterlogged to Mario. I don't know about you guys, but Princess Peach still looks exactly the same to me here. Now that Princess Peach is on the ground, I use some hammer attacks on her, and she attacks with Wing Ding, which again does nothing. The attack animation doesn't play, and it doesn't damage Mario. Princess Peach sucks up some more water, and then she flies up into the air again. So far, this fight is pretty similar to the normal Water Vellumental fight. She's behaving similarly, except her attacks do nothing, and we can't see when she sucks up water. She doesn't look any more waterlogged to us. After I attack in the third turn, Princess Peach goes to use the Bite attack, and we have some camera angle changes, and Princess Peach moves a bit, so I was thinking maybe this time we finally would get hit with an attack. But there's no damage done to Mario at all, and I didn't even block. After this turn, the Water Vellumental is ready for its special attack, and we can start to see the blue rings swimming around Princess Peach. I wanted to see what would happen if Princess Peach did her special attack. None of her other attacks could even hit Mario, so I was wondering if this special attack would work. And here we go, the big wave attack, and it hits Mario, and Princess Peach floats gently back down to the ground. We get to Princess Peach with the 1000-fold arm attack, start whacking her, and finally, she explodes into confetti. After the battle, the Water Vellumental is ready to turn into another Bibliofold, just like the Earth Vellumental did, except this time, nothing happens. Princess Peach just stays there. I can't move, and pressing buttons here doesn't do anything. The game is just stuck in this position. So let's go to the next boss, Rubber Bands. At first, I thought that I did something wrong with editing this part of the game because the Rubber Band boss was invisible in the introduction to the boss fight. Even though we were seeing dialogue from the Rubber Band boss, Princess Peach just wasn't appearing here. But once the fight started, we could see that Princess Peach was there. She shoots out a rubber band and then just stops. The music keeps playing, the toads keep shouting in the background, but the game stops at this point. Do you remember my solution to the colored pencils boss? I had another idea for the Rubber Band boss here, and you might be thinking what I'm thinking here. Let's get into another fight with the Rubber Band boss after making some changes. Once it starts, the Rubber Band boss starts shooting out the rubber bands, but it's actually shooting out Princess Peaches onto the field. And the creepiest thing that we have seen so far in this video has to be the pullback attack here. Look at this. The Princess Peaches just slowly walk towards the boss and get absorbed into it, and that heals the boss. This is deeply unsettling. We have some Princess Peaches launched at us, and I'm able to make the blocks. I nicely line up some Princess Peaches on the field to be able to make it to the 1000-fold arm magic circle. We pull back on the rubber bands, and when we let go, Princess Peaches go flying everywhere. Next, before we face the Fire Vellumental boss, we have to take out the Paper Macho Gooper Blooper. There it is! Bobby, what Gooper Blooper are you talking about? I don't see anyone. Oh, there's Princess Peach. She's floating up there, where the Gooper Blooper normally is. We can take out the Blooper's arms without too much of a problem, and where's the Blooper going to be now? Oh, there she is. It's interesting also that the waves are starting from the very bottom of the room here, instead of where the Gooper Blooper's arms normally land when you face this boss. This part of the fight is slightly harder than normal because I'm not really sure where Princess Peach is vulnerable or when she is vulnerable, and because of the animations that play and don't play, Princess Peach can kind of use more combos than the Gooper Blooper can, making it a bit more difficult. Eventually, we make it to Princess Peach, get the final attack on her, and she spins the way that enemies do before they explode into confetti. All of a sudden, Bobby jumps up and down and has a sudden urge to say that there's a sticker over the Blooper's eye. And then, right after that, Princess Peach explodes, there's confetti everywhere, all of the toads are saved, and the lockbox is here. We defeated Princess Peach on the Princess Peach cruise ship. Isn't that funny? Before the Fire Vellumental boss, there's one more Paper Macho boss, the Paper Macho Pokey. Ah, it's like we're just laying out in the sun without a care in the world. And it starts to get a bit windy. And oh look, a twister with Princess Peach in the middle of it. Looks like we're trapped in the middle of a twister. Oh, look at those spikes. But that's not too bad. Maybe it's just a cool cactus. Hi, cactus! Some of these camera views that were shown are a little funny here because normally the Pokey is supposed to be way up here since it's so tall, but since Princess Peach is so short compared to the Pokey, we're just looking up at the sky and not seeing anything. In this fight, we have a little Princess Peach moving around pretty quickly, and if you bump into her, you take some damage. Normally, you have to walk up to the Pokey when it stops moving, and you have to hit the stickers on its body with your hammer. As you might have noticed, we can't see any of these stickers. It's also really easy to take a lot of damage in this fight because you don't know how close you can get to Princess Peach before using your hammer. If you do eventually, by some miracle, manage to hit the sticker on Princess Peach with your hammer, this is what happens. She disappears. For the rest of the fight, you can't see her. She's just invisible. She doesn't come back. I was trying for 10 minutes to find her. I was just trying to stand here. I was trying to move around. I was thinking maybe she's invisible, but she's still around. But for 10 minutes, I was running around in this boot car, trying to stay in the same spot, but you just can't finish this boss. And now, the Fire Vellumental. This is one of my favorites, and it's a bit of a creepy fight too. Did you hear that sound? And down comes the Fire Vellumental. Let me replay that, just because that looks too good to not see again. It looks like a flame is coming out of Princess Peach's side, and the best thing about this is that she's flapping her arms as if she's really a bird, like the Fire Vellumental. Princess Peach flies left. Princess Peach flies to the right. She sets the arena on fire. Mario and Olivia are scared. Dramatic music is playing. It's the Fire Vellumental, all right. Look at it burn, but it's not burning up. What an amazing creature. Oh, but the poor thing has been folded into origami. The Fire Vellumental roars, and our battle begins. I lined up my panels to jump onto the Fire Vellumental to knock out some of its feathers. My jump attack starts, and I did not expect this to work. I replaced the feathers with Princess Peach's, So instead of fire feathers falling onto the field, more Origami Princess Peaches fall onto the field, and they're all on fire. The Fire Vellumental attacks us with Fireball, and then it uses Molten Feathers, where it launches more Princess Peaches onto the field. And one of them lands right in front of Mario. My HP isn't very high, so I figure I'll just do nothing every turn, and just have the Fire Vellumental keep using Molten Feathers to shed all of its Princess Peaches so its HP keeps dropping. At a certain point in the fight, there are very many Princess Peaches on the field. It looks like a cult ritual where we're sacrificing a bunch of Princess Peaches to a fire god. I'm ready to use the Water Vellumental special attack. It does 2 damage, and some Princess Peaches fly off somewhere. All of the fire is put out, the Princess Peaches aren't on fire anymore. Now is just time to use the 1000-fold Arm Magic Circle to finish off the boss by plucking out those last few feathers. And seriously, does this not look like something that would happen in a cult? Anyway, we activate the Magic Circle, hit the Fire Vellumental a few times, pluck out the last of its HP, some more Princess Peaches pop away, and then it just stays like this. We can't move, we can't do any other things, we can't finish the fight. But what's pretty cool about this is that Mario seems to be moving his hands to the beat of the song, so it's like Mario's dancing at this Princess Peach fight. Next, we have the boss, whose song is a favorite of many people, the Disco Devil, the Hole Punch boss. Before the fight starts, while Mario and the Faceless Toads are dancing in the background, we can see Peach peeking through the door, getting pumped up, getting ready to join the dance floor, and I'll let this play out just so you can see what happens, because I really love this scene. Princess Peach blasts open that door with enough force to explode a boulder, and she chases the Toads off of the dance floor. Hey, I know you're in the groove and all, but you totally blew all those Toads off the stage. And you punched out their faces earlier. Did you do that just so they would dance with you? That's monstrous. Lady, I couldn't stop grooving now if I wanted to. So I guess we're gonna have to face off. And here comes the battle. This guy punched holes all over the place. He's an enemy to Paper Kind. Where do the cutout pieces go after it punches them out? Do you think it's hiding them inside its body? Peach shows us her dance moves and punches out some holes in the dance floor. I want to see all of the attacks that Peach has, so first I try to walk straight into a hole and see what happens. We're trapped, and it's the enemy's turn. Ha! Hole in one! I can't believe you fell for it! Man, I'm too funny. Princess Peach uses the attack Main Squeeze. Mario is sweating so profusely here that he could fill up the Eddy River without the help of the Water Vellumental. Oh, he is dancing dirty, say the Toads in the background. But the game is stuck in this position. If we try the fight again, and we try to get close and let Princess Peach use the Hole Punch attack, the same thing happens. But, big but, you might not expect what happens if we try to stay in the outermost ring. Peach uses the Gettin' Down attack, and it actually hits us and the game continues. And for some reason, she's lying down in the middle of the dance floor instead of standing now. Maybe she's getting tired of dancing after all. Princess Peach's throwing punches attack is interesting because she quite literally throws punches at us from a distance, and it's like her punches are so strong that the force of the punch reaching Mario from a distance is what hurts him. So it's great that this attack is being done from a distance. Imagine if Mario got hit by one of those punches point blank, it'd be like One Punch Man. At a certain point in the fight, Mario turned invisible for some reason, and at this point with everything that's going on, I don't know if we should even be surprised anymore. Peach is still lying down in the middle of the dance floor, so Mario decides to use his hammer. That wakes her up and makes her stand up again, and then an explosion. Oh man, why'd you have to harsh my groove? We had it bumping in here. Let's keep it going anyway. Disco forever. Count it down. Peach spins, the countdown begins, and the Hole Punch boss explodes. All of the Toads are saved, and Mario is ready to continue to the next boss in the game, the Ice Vellumental. Mario and Olivia are shivering. It's quite cold here. They look up. Oh wow, a huge block of ice with Princess Peach inside it almost fell on them. The ice shatters. We have got to be careful fighting against this Ice Vellumental. For those of you who have seen my video on if Princess Peach was a planned boss in Paper Mario the Origami King, you might have noticed that Princess Peach uses her unused attacking animation when she puts up the ice shield here. The polar roller attack comes first, with the ball of ice having spikes on it as Princess Peach rolls towards us and we successfully make the block. Let's use the Fire Vellumental to melt this ice shield. Oh, and look, it's Princess Peach again with fire coming out of her side. But wait, Mario, what are you doing? Why are you sitting there, Mario? Mario, Princess Peach is going to burn you. Why are you sitting there? You're in the way of the fire. Peach used the Bear Claw attack next, which was tough to anticipate this time. We get to use the 1000-fold arm attack on Princess Peach, and it looks like it hurts. She's dizzy after the attack, and she looks like she's about to fall over from how confused she is. But she shakes it off, and she's ready to continue the fight. Princess Peach uses the Bowler Bear attack, which is just floating over to us, and then tap 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 on the floor away as she walks back to the center of the rings. After one more 1000-fold arm attack, Princess Peach is ready to use the Ice Maze attack. After shuffling the rings, she starts glowing, ready for her special attack, and when that happens, Princess Peach just disappears. And I'm not surprised with what we're seeing now. Characters are just disappearing, that's just normal now. But luckily for us, when we start using the 1000-fold arm attack, Princess Peach appears again, and that defeats the Ice Vellumental boss. Princess Peach explodes. Now, Olivia is ready to transform into another Vellumental. Let's see what happens when she transforms into this Vellumental. Whoa! What was that transformation? Let's see that again. As soon as Olivia started transforming, she just suddenly became Princess Peach. And you'll notice something funny here. The music that normally plays when Olivia is transforming into a Vellumental is still playing, even though the transformation sequence is already over and the dialogue boxes are now up. Time for Olivia to test out her new powers. She shoots out an ice beam. I don't want to think too much about how she did that, but Mario continues on his adventure. Next, we are at the tape boss at the top of Sea Tower. Hey, I'm elevating here. A platform comes up with the shifty sticker, tape. You, Mario, I got a message for you from the boss. How about you come over here so I can give it to you? And you, Origami Kid, be a good girl and run back to Olly. It's past your Betty Bot time, capiche? You were gonna try and take out this streamer out of the picture, eh? I come in strips too, you know? You got a grudge with things that rap over other things? You think I'm some kind of joke, eh? Guess we know who stuck those toads to the tower now. Sheesh, how did all these harmless origami making tools end up with such tacky personalities? Hey, I'm not tacky, I'm sticky. That's it. You want a piece of me? Well, you're gonna get it. And the battle begins. Princess Peach is ready to fight. In phase 1 of the fight, tape is normally in a case that we have to destroy before it's phase 2 of the fight. I go to attack the case from behind, and a fire flower is enough to take out half of the case in a single turn. Princess Peach attacks with Dispenser Smack, and it's kind of surprising how it hits Mario. When Peach uses the Sticky Whip attack, that attack does nothing. So as we can see, some boss attacks don't work when the boss models are replaced with Princess Peach, and some of the attacks do work. And when Mario uses one more fire flower to the front of the boss, we get it. We beat the first phase of tape. Now watch this closely. After a laugh from tape, Princess Peach just falls to the ground. And she honestly does look pretty defeated. She's just lying there on the floor. But she suddenly stands up when she talks. When she's done talking, she lies back down again, so maybe she is pretty tired after all. This fight is really wearing on her. It's like Princess Peach only has the energy to stand up here when she's talking. And now, it's time for Tape's rollout attack, and Peach is on a roll here. She spins around the board here quickly like a Formula 1 race car and leaves other Princess Peaches on the board instead of pieces of tape. I had a video where we faced every boss in the game at 50 HP, and I was using the same file for this fight. Let's just say when Tape is Princess Peach, making blocks and trying to make the right move can be a bit difficult to follow in this fight. It's Peach's turn to attack, she comes up to Mario, attacks right away, I miss the block, and that took me out in a single turn. So let's try this again. I go through some of the fight, I get to a 1000-fold arm circle, ready to start to pull out some of the tape and deal some massive damage to this boss. It says, grab the tape. But there's nowhere to grab any tape because there isn't any tape because tape is Princess Peach, so there's nothing to grab. So if you want to beat the tape boss when the models are replaced with Princess Peach instead, you have to do it without using the 1000-fold arm circle. You can only use your hammer and your Fire Vellumental. So let's just say that this was a long fight, but finally we got the Fire Vellumental to take out the tape boss. Ah, it hoits! It hoits! Don't do this to me! I'm a changed adhesive! I won't stick nobody up no more, I swear! Boss, Olly, you gotta do something! You gotta avenge me! Forget about it. And then Princess Peach exploded yet again. After the tape boss, we head on to the Shangri Spa, where we are ready to face the boss Sumo Bros, who are preventing us from accessing Bowser's castle. We hop into Bowser Jr.'s clown car and ride up into the cloud, and what do you know? Princess Peach is up here on a cloud. And so the battle with the boss Sumo Bros begins. This doesn't look like an ordinary folded soldier, Mario. It's crackling with energy. Wah! Where did all those little guys come from? They're so cute. Do you think they're related? I mean, they must be called Sumo Bros for a reason. They're the littlest little bros I've ever seen. We can go a little easy on them, right? Whoa, what are these? Hey, that's cheating! Those little crooks stole the most important panels! I can't believe I called them cute earlier. The strange thing about the thunder attack here is that you get damage shortly after the Princess Peach starts to float away on her cloud, because the Sumo Bros normally play a foot stomping animation that makes the thunder come down on you, but Princess Peach doesn't play that animation. It's also pretty cool that you can hear the high heel footsteps loudly and clearly as the Princess Peaches adjust their position after the end of every turn. Mario takes out the first Princess Peach with some hammer attacks, and now the on panel is available to him. From here, we can use the Earth Vellumental to take out the 3 remaining Princess Peaches on the ground. With the Earth Vellumental, all of the Princess Peaches on the ground have been defeated, so the Princess Peaches in the clouds will now jump down. And oh boy, when they hit the ground, they make some noise. And after that heavy fall, you can hear the little tap 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 of their quick, gentle, high heel steps as they rush to grab the panels. Push, shove, win. Looks like Princess Peach is readying her special attack. Mario has got to get that Fire Vellumental magic circle to take out all of them in one turn. Princess Peach takes some damage from the flashy iron boots and then a legendary hammer, and we get that on panel. Mario gets the Fire Vellumental, summons another Princess Peach with fire coming out of her side, takes out the rest of these Sumo Bros, making the Princess Peaches all explode into confetti. The battle is done, and this Princess Peach and the Cloud explode into confetti. We're now ready to go to Bowser's Castle. The first boss fight in Bowser's Castle is Handaconda. We walk through a hallway with the remains of Bowser's soldiers cut up on the floor, and we see a sideways Princess Peach sneaking up on us. If you turn around, she stops. We keep going, and she eventually grabs us and slams us into the wall, but she kind of just goes through us. In the battle, at first I was a bit disappointed to see the Handaconda there instead of Princess Peach, but take a look at what happens with the Cobra Throw attack. The Handaconda jumps up, and then we see Princess Peach doing the actual attack. The rest of the fight is pretty normal, and after the battle is over, after Handaconda has been defeated, we see Princess Peach spin in the real world, and she explodes into confetti. Here's the green streamer now. Mario is so close to the green streamer now that he can taste it. Let's just walk up to it now and get rid of it. Look out! Yells Bowser. Mario does a backflip, and the stairs in front of him collapse. Good thing Bowser warned Mario about those stairs not being very sturdy. What actually happened was that Mario normally dodges the Scissors boss here, but the Scissors boss is currently showing up as invisible because it's been transformed into Princess Peach for some reason. We get put into a cage match where we have to finish off one boss before we can face the Scissors boss. And down comes Princess Peach. We see a bunch of strange text boxes popping up from Princess Peach that normally come from all the faces on the Paper Mistake Buzzy Beetle. Oh my gosh, did those scissors make that thing out of people's faces? I can hardly look at it, how monstrous. Olivia is really disgusted by Princess Peach here. Maybe she's thinking her brother's origami is just so horrible and she could do origami that's so much better. So our battle with Princess Peach begins yet again. Hammering doesn't work, and Olivia gives us hints about hitting the flying heads. But no flying heads are spawning here. Do you remember back in the Gooper Blooper boss fight how the waves were spawning in weird locations when it was Princess Peach instead of the Gooper Blooper? Something really similar happens with these heads spawning. The heads spawn down here, near the bottom, outside of the cage where we can't reach them. So I had to try something else. Let's face the Paper Mistake Buzzy Beetle, but instead of shooting out those heads, it shoots out Princess Peaches that we have to destroy. When we hit one of these Princess Peaches with our hammer, she just stays there, and dialogue like, "I'm saved," or "Thank you," pops up. As the fight goes on, we start to see more and more Princess Peaches standing around the ring, and the Buzzy Beetle prepares its special attack. It's ready to launch a shiny Princess Peach at Mario. Can we dodge it? We run to the side, and we avoid getting hit by the Princess Peach that is blasted at us. We start to peel off Kamet's face, and then we repeat the process again. We dodge some of the Princess Peaches being blasted at us, and then it becomes just an ordinary Buzzy Beetle that we could take out. When we're done, all of the Princess Peaches are still here, and we're ready to take on the Scissors boss. The battle begins, and we have some dramatic camera angles showing off the epic, the menacing, the evil Princess Peach. During some of her dialogue, she sometimes likes to lie down on the floor and quickly stand up. We start the fight with a jump attack on the scissors handles, which is way up high, so it looks like Peach has a force field around her that's preventing us from hitting her. She attacks us with a quick, dull edge attack. In the next turn, Peach is lying down. She might be getting a bit tired from battle, and she does sometimes do this in some of the battles that we've seen earlier. We attack her with a hammer, and she's still lying down after that. That doesn't wake her up. And I just love how Princess Peach is lying down, and then she stands up immediately when she starts talking, and then she lies down again as soon as she's done talking. Peach's eyes disappear, or maybe they're just closed, during this cutscene where Scissors normally takes off its sheath. And now, Princess Peach is turned sideways towards us, just like a pair of scissors ready to start cutting into Mario. Princess Peach quickly flies across the board and cuts up some tiles. She's now readying her ultimate attack, so Mario has to be careful. And seriously, watch how quickly she goes to attack. You really have to be ready for this. You have to press the A button almost right away to dodge the attack because of how quickly she plays that animation. And if you're wondering, yes, this attack does kill Mario if you're not able to dodge it. I wanted to try using the Ice Vellumental here so we could see what happens when we freeze Princess Peach here. And it looks like the Ice Vellumental attack animation is really sped up compared to when we use the Ice Vellumental attack normally. We've got Princess Peach frozen in a block of ice, and this is our chance to use the Thousand-Fold Arms. I line up the panels and activate the magic circle. We grab it, press the A button to throw it up in the air, but just like what happened with the Earth Vellumental, Princess Peach and the block of ice aren't thrown into the air. But the ice does shatter eventually, and Princess Peach looks dizzy, so I guess it worked. Princess Peach's HP is low, so she's starting to look pretty tired in the fight, playing a tired animation. She rushes across the board and takes out a bunch of tiles. I don't want to get hit by that 999 damage attack again. We go for a hammer attack, hoping to finish her off, but she has a sliver of HP left. Princess Peach uses the final cut attack and uses a fake out, and we're still able to dodge it. This has got to be it now. With the final hammer attack, Princess Peach explodes into smoke. And now we have Princess Peach appearing where the Scissors boss should be in the overworld instead of being invisible. And the other Princess Peaches from the previous boss are still here also. Olivia taps Princess Peach, and we see the outline of the Scissors boss about to explode, and the Princess Peach boss explodes. The other Origami Princess Peaches from before are turned back into Bowser's minions again, and we're ready to take out the green streamer and continue the game. There are only 2 bosses left, so let's head to the Stapler boss next. Remember how the Stapler boss normally jumps out through this door and chases away Mario and his friends? We have the camera zoom in on the door, expecting Princess Peach to fly out at any moment, and suddenly, Princess Peach just appears there, instead of flying out and blasting through the door like the Hole Punch boss did earlier. And this is another part of the game where the game would have been stuck here because no dialogue is coming up again, but luckily I can hit the B button to skip to the boss fight, and we could start our battle with this Princess Peach now. The faithful toads in the background have some interesting comments on their princess, saying, "It's kind of cool looking," and one of the toads even calls Princess Peach a dog. Yikes, this thing is really frightening. I replaced the staples as well as the stapler with Princess Peach's model, so when we jump onto Princess Peach, we see more Princess Peaches falling out from the main Princess Peach. Except they don't fly away like they normally do, they just float above the original Princess Peach. And the original Princess Peach holds out her arms as if she's in pain. Princess Peach went to use the dog tag attack, and the timing for blocking Princess Peach's attacks is often surprising. Since Mario is pinned down, Princess Peach has to remove the staples in the next turn. She didn't even spin, she just jumped on Mario. And after that, Princess Peach is ready for her special attack right away. So here comes the stapler's special attack, Bite Barrage. Princess Peach jumps up to Mario, and a bunch of other Princess Peaches get put onto Mario's sides. And then he shakes them off, and after a moment they disappear. The stapler now has to prepare to reload, so let's see what happens. Oh, that's certainly something. Why is Princess Peach doing that? And why is the camera angle like this? I can't see half of the rings. The camera angle just doesn't go back to normal, it stays like this for this turn. At least when Mario does the jump attack, it does lots of damage, so the game is still acting as if the stapler is open right now. Here comes some more staples, except we only see the glow of the staples, not the actual staples themselves. I wanted to stay in the outer ring to see what the staple gun attack looks like, so here we go. Glowing red Princess Peaches are shot out at Mario, and they stick to him. Peach does some more dancing around to reload on staples, Mario does some more damage, and when the golden staples start to appear, Princess Peach's eyes disappear, which is always creepy to see. It's always creepy when a character's eyes just disappear. The golden glow stays around Princess Peach, but her eyes don't return. I get pinned down by the golden staples because I missed the block, and Peach's jumping on Mario attack that takes out staples does a lot of damage. It's like Peach is wearing legendary iron boots here or something. And we are ready to finish off this fight with some shiny fire flowers now. Princess Peach explodes again. The outline of the stapler boss appears after the battle, and Princess Peach explodes. The camera shows Bowser, and what the? Princess Peach appears on top of Bowser. Something came loose. And this is the exact reason that I made this YouTube channel and I make videos like this, so I can come across crazy stuff like this in games and share it with you all. I just had to experiment with this a bit before saving Bowser right away. Come on, Mario, use your hammer and flatten me out. I let you fire my cannon, remember? You owe me. If you try to leave, Bowser says the same thing. So I decide to hammer Bowser to help free him. The Princess Peach falls backwards, and Bowser unfolds. If we look closely at the shadow of Princess Peach, we can see that she disappears once unfolded Bowser starts jumping in joy. If we move after the cutscene, we can see that the Princess Peach staple is already gone because she disappeared a moment ago. And this leaves one final boss in the game, so let's go to King Olly as Princess Peach. Well, you're finally here. Took you long enough. As a matter of fact, it took you so long that there's nothing you can do to stop me now. Brother, are you still planning more terrible things? Yeah, who do you think you are, folding up my minions like that? Like you could keep all this from busting loose? Anyway, where's Princess Peach? Is she safe? Is she comfortable? Does she have something to read? Asking for a friend. Oh, the princess is right in front of you. Behold. I told you, didn't I, that I would transform all of Peach's castle into an origami castle, including the princess herself. She is at one with the castle now. Beautiful, precious, and silent. I'm sure she's happier this way. At a certain point in the cutscene, Princess Peach starts sitting on the armrest of the chair instead of on the seat of the chair, and then she just starts floating in the middle of the room. And after that, we're finally ready for our battle with King Olly. Princess Peach is ready to summon some Vellumentals, and these battles go exactly how you'd expect if you've seen the previous Vellumental battles where they're transformed into Princess Peach. In Phase 2 of the fight, we have Olly instead of Princess Peach wrestling with Bowser, and in Phase 3, where you should have a giant King Olly that you have to defeat, we just have a regular Princess Peach sitting in the middle of the rings. Olivia transforms into a big hammer to take out King Olly, and during her transformation, Princess Peach pops up in one part, so maybe Princess Peach is inside this hammer? After the battle is complete, King Olly is still Princess Peach, and when Olly is supposed to unfold into a sheet of paper, I made that Princess Peach also. During the final cutscenes here, where the origami craftsman shows Olivia how to fold a crane, the sheet of paper that's supposed to be Olly folding into a crane is still Princess Peach. Even when Olivia goes to make her wish on the final crane, it's just Princess Peach. I don't know if we should be concerned that the origami craftsman thinks that this Origami Peach is a crane, or if we should be impressed because maybe folding up an Origami Peach could be more difficult than folding up a crane. And here's a special gift for those of you that have watched this far into the video. The Princess Peach in the closing sequence of the game has been replaced with a stapler. And before we continue the video, just a huge thank you for getting this channel from 0 to 5,000 subscribers and 0 to 1 million views in less than 5 months. That's absolutely incredible. When I first started this YouTube channel, I had the goal of getting from 0 to 10,000 subscribers in 1 year, and I was thinking that that's maybe a bit too unrealistic or it's not possible, but we're currently on track for doing that, and we're ahead of schedule. That's just absolutely unbelievable. Thanks so much, guys, for subscribing to the channel, for watching these videos, for sharing these videos. I really do appreciate that. I'd also like to give a big thank you to my supporters on Patreon. After you finish watching this video, I have a video where we look at some unused animation that Princess Peach has in Paper Mario the Origami King, and we examine the theory that Princess Peach may have originally been planned as a boss in Paper Mario the Origami King. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope that you did enjoy it. Wishing all of you a lovely day, and take care, everybody.